I think it's important to understand that I didn't get fat in one day, and neither does anybody else, because we beat ourselves up. And we got to realize or keep in perspective that this all is a process. And I think when we lose sight of that, we tend to get down on ourselves just for having a moment where we weren't sticking to our plan. And then that moment turns into a day, which turns into basically a few months, which seems like a lifetime. So I think it's important to keep that in mind, that we're going to have hiccups. There are going to be times, on your road where, it's going to get a little bumpy and you're not going to stick to your program. But understand also that it's okay, but then also recognize that I need to get back on course. And I think that's is vital. It's vital because you don't want to waste all of your effort that you have put in. Like every moment that you're successful, that's a good moment. That's a good, well, basically a moment for celebration. But understand that sometimes you won't be there. You won't be at the your highest level, but also understanding you don't have to stay at your lowest level. I think that's important to keep in mind. So getting fat or being fat or getting to that highest weight, and I don't want to even say fat like in a derogatory way. I'm just using fat just basically so you can understand like how I was feeling about myself. But understand that I didn't get there in one day, and even losing weight, I'm not going to get down to the weight that I desire to get down to in one day. It is a process. It's an ongoing process. And even speaking of ongoing, even to maintain my weight is going to be an ongoing process. So understanding that and understanding that every day won't be perfect, I think that for me helps to keep things in perspective, and I don't lose my way and get my mind all over the place. I have a perspective, I have a focus, I need to stick to that. When people ask me, what do I do when I get hungry? I think keeping myself grounded, knowing exactly where I am in my day, like I limit myself to a certain amount of food. So if I know where I am at all times, then I don't have to worry about saying no or saying yes at a certain time. Either I can have that today or I can't have it today. And it really is that simple for me. Yes, I do at times feel hungry, and it's usually at night. But if I've eaten all the food that I said I was going to eat for that day, then how I feel at that moment, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter, because I can just go to bed. I can go to sleep. Like I'm not hungry during the day because, I had my food. I had what I said I was going to eat. So outside of that, I mean, everything else is just, I don't even know what to call it. I want to say like child's play, but it's really like, I think the conditioning of my mind. And like I said, like I always say, we're bombarded with so many thoughts and advertisements and just food all around us that, we think we have to eat all the time. And once we understand that we're not eating to live, that we basically are living to eat, I think for me, that puts it in perspective. So I have to tell my mind, no, no. Like, this is not the time where you should be eating because you already had what you said you were going to have today. I actually eat whatever I want to eat. Like you saw in my last video, if you watched that, if you didn't, go back and watch it. But you saw that I was ordering pizza, and I don't eat meat, so a vegetarian pizza is something that I would normally eat. I love the chili cheese Fritos, so I eat those. Let me see, what else do I actually eat? I actually eat sandwiches. I eat a lot of sandwiches actually. So I pretty much eat what I want to eat, but once again, it's just controlling the amount that I eat. And limiting myself. I know people say, oh, you can have whatever you want in moderation, but I was always like, well, what is moderation? Well, now I kind of know what moderation is. If you quantify or basically put a number to it, because the calories are right on the packages and they tell you what a serving of something is. So you can quantify that for yourself. So now for me, I know what moderation is, and I know how to quantify moderation for myself. So I just employ that every day. I realize that it's something I have to pay attention to every day. So like I said, I eat what I want. And so whatever I want, if it doesn't fit into whatever my established limit is for that day, then I can't have it today, but that doesn't mean I can't have it tomorrow. It just means I can't have this, that, and everything else all day long. That's all it means. But I still eat what I like. I enjoy pizza. I eat pizza. I don't eat French fries as much. That's actually one of my favorite things in the whole wide world too, besides pizza. But I do still eat some, but I just cook them differently. I cook them in the air fryer. And I could very well cook them in the oven too and just eat a serving. That's it. Well, right now, what I'm actually working on is maintaining my weight. And so that I'm not so focused on losing weight so much, but I'm maintaining my weight. So even with that, I realize that there's another level of discipline required. The motivation was there to lose weight and to stick to that because I wasn't seeing, the numbers on the scale that I wanted to see. Because I was really focused on that. That was my target, was to lose weight. But like I was saying, as I've reached my goal weight, now I'm working on maintaining weight. So what I do is pay extra attention to what I'm doing because you can get complacent. And I don't want to be complacent. I worked hard to get to this weight. So I want to make sure that I'm doing everything I need to do to stay focused. So some of the things that I do is, like I was just saying, I eat what I want, but I also limit my choices. So I don't go to the store and buy a bunch of snacks. I buy the things that I'm going to eat for that week. So I know that I'm not buying, a bunch of junk because I would probably eat a bunch of junk, but I, like I said, stick to eating the same thing. So basically my lunch for a week would pretty much be the same foods for that week. Maybe dinner, I might switch it up a little bit. I don't really eat breakfast. And actually that's another way, another thing that I'm working on, another way that I'm maintaining is I fast. I employ fasting in my daily routine. It's a part of my daily or weekly routine for eating. So limiting the number of foods that I eat, fasting, and then the way that I prepare my foods. Like I'm not deep frying my French fries or anything like that. I cook them in the air fryer, so that helps. That make sure that I'm just eating the specified number of calories or the specified number of servings that I had planned and prepared for that day. So that's one other way that I prepare or I plan. To stay focused on what I'm doing and maintaining. Thank you for watching this video today. Ask a question, leave a comment, and stay tuned for the bonus footage. One of my favorites, Everlasting Life. Fresh juices. Alkaline water. Vegan cakes. Pies. Can't forget the good salads.
Oh, that's your seaweed? What is it, Dolph? What's it made with? What seaweed? Okay, well I definitely... Oh yeah, I'll have some of that. No? Large. What would you put it in these containers? I put it in this like this. I'll get the large.
Just showing y'all what I got from the vegan restaurant. This right here is actually a cauliflower, like with the vegan cheese. This is kale right here, and these are what they call drummies. These are seasoned with Old Bay seasoning, DMV, Old Bay. And this is my collard greens right here. I had to get extra collard greens because them will last me like 2 or 3 days. And I am not about to sit here and eat all this food. There's no way. I'm full looking at this food, but not really. But, like probably eat half of everything. Probably eat all of this kale half of this cauliflower and like maybe like 2 or 3 of these drummies. I just can't eat all that food no more, and I shouldn't. You know, that's a lot of food, really. That's a lot of food. I don't really promote soda drinking, but I love Coke Zero. No, really, I do. I used to drink Diet Dr. Pepper, Diet Pepsi. Still would grab those. Even actually Diet Sunkist orange soda. But this right here, I don't even want nothing else. I be on these, like, been on it for like the last 2-3 weeks actually. But this Coke Zero, I'm not sponsored by them or nothing, but you know, I'm just sharing what I like. Bye.